everybody's spring is off to a great start. We wanted to provide everybody with our latest market commentary for not only quarter two, but also the market outlook for the rest of the year and going forward from there. So let's dive into it. There's been some short-term volatility lately, really since the start of April. We've seen the markets tick downward. And the reason for that is really two things, and they're interrelated. The first thing is inflation. Okay, inflation has ticked significantly down from its highs of June of 2022. However, over the past couple months, it's remained stubbornly sticky and hasn't ticked down as much as it was before. And that ties together with the second item is interest rates and what the Federal Reserve is going to do around interest rates. So if we look back at the end of 2023, the Federal Reserve was hinting that they were going to cut interest rates 4 times this year in 2024. However, since inflation has been stubbornly high and hasn't continued to tick down, the Federal Reserve has pivoted and taken a different stance. And right now their narrative is there's going to be 2 interest rate cuts for the rest of this year. So from 4 to 2. Okay. That change in interest rate cuts is what's driven the markets downward over the past couple weeks. Okay. We had a great quarter one in the markets. S&P 500 was up over 10%. That's fantastic. However, over the past couple weeks, it has been driven down because of the interest rate. However, it's very typical for the market to stabilize and come down a little bit. The past couple weeks, the market's down just over 3%, but that is very normal in a very typical market year. Okay, but what we've also seen over the past couple weeks, we're in earnings season now. So companies are beginning to report their quarter one earnings, and what we're seeing is fantastic so far. Okay, companies are reporting earnings, and most of them are beating earnings expectations, hinting that we have a pretty strong economy right now, right? If we look at interest rates or earnings and how those impact long-term market prices, I feel very strong and confident where we're at right now. In fact, I would rather see what we're seeing right now, meaning a stronger economy, companies exceeding earnings expectations, and less interest rate cuts, than the opposite of a weaker economy, and we're having to rely on interest rate cuts to drive markets upward. So again, I would rather want to have a stronger economy with less interest rate cuts than the latter. Okay, so I'm really pleased with what's going on right now, especially with earnings. So those are the 2 main items that are driving markets right now. Another thing I wanted to touch on, and I'll just be quick with this since we've talked about this ad nauseum in other market commentaries. We're in an election year, obviously. We went back and looked at every presidential election year, as we're in this year, since 1928. Okay? The S&P has posted positive gains in 83% of those years since 1928. Moral of the story is, do not let your political views or what you think is going to happen, if it's Biden, Trump, whoever's going to be in the Oval Office, don't let that drive your decision making when it comes to investing. Okay? Maintain a long-term perspective. We're happy to talk about that more in detail, or if you wanted to review some of our past market commentaries, which we've talked about this in detail, happy to do so. Just let us know. But let's look forward into the rest of the year outside of the political landscape. We had a great quarter one, as I just mentioned. Okay, over 10%. Well, what does that mean for the rest of the year? Are we going to see a retraction? Yeah, potentially in the short term. However, there's been 11 times where we've seen quarter one market performance exceed 10%. 11 times. 10 of those 11 times, we've seen increases from quarter two to quarter four, an additional increase, on average about 7%, from quarter two to quarter four. 10 out of those 11 times we've seen positive market performance from quarter two to quarter four. So just because we had a great quarter one doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a retraction. there might be short-term volatility over next 2-3 months. However, we feel like the market and the economy is still strong, and we're going to see positive returns the rest of this year. Okay, so strength often begets strength. Okay, taking a further step back and looking at more macro, this is something we're very excited about. Okay, and this is beyond just day-to-day short-term market fluctuations. And we're seeing bigger trends, more transformative trends around innovation. Innovation just isn't a buzzword that people talk about. Okay, it's truly the lifeblood of investment success. Companies innovating. Everybody's talking about AI and NVIDIA, chip makers, ChatGPT, chatbots. That's exciting and that's powerful, no doubt about it. But what we're starting to see and what we are going to be seeing over the next couple of years are companies outside of big tech, outside of the big tech names, the Magnificent Seven. They're going to start to benefit and utilize and implement, most importantly, not only AI, artificial intelligence, but robotics. Okay? This is going to be industries like healthcare, manufacturing, logistics, you name it. They're going to start implementing AI and robotics in order to make their businesses better, more profitable, better customer and client experiences. This is something that's, again, it's transformative. We're very excited about. We got to put the short-term noise to the side and think long-term from this perspective. There's a lot going on in the world. Some of it's scary, not to dismiss what's going on in the Middle East right now. But a lot of it is just noise that might deter us from our long-term decision making when it comes to investing. This is what we're investing in, these type of transformative technologies and innovations. And that is, as I mentioned, that's the lifeblood of investment success. So maintain a long-term perspective. We'll continue to keep you updated on anything that you need to know. We're here to talk. We're here to chat. If you have questions about your accounts or if it makes sense to reallocate or what we're thinking or seeing, but we're here to help. So again, hope everybody's enjoying this nice weather, spending time with family outside, but looking forward to seeing everybody in the weeks and months to follow. But in the meantime, take care. Thanks so much.